Hello everyone, welcome to thlympic. Today we have 4 new questions for you. Let's start. So in this question, we are going to solve a problem related to cube root. So to solve this kind of questions, we need to separate the inside numbers into its factors, and we will try to find a cubic number if there is. So let's start with 24. 24 is 8 times 3. So I hope you know what's the cubic number. So a cube of a number is a cubic number. For example, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, and so on. So we will try to find this kind of numbers. So 24 can be written as 8 times 3. 81 can be written as 27 times 3. And 3, it's already simple enough. We cannot factorize anymore. And after this part, we use this formula. So if we have a product of 2 or more numbers in a cube root or square root, so we can separate them in this way. Still in multiplication position, but we can write them under different root expressions. So this will help us a lot. So we separate these two and write it again. So when we separate it, so we can easily take this outside cube root because this is a cube number. So 2 cube, this is a cube number, here 3 cube. And now we use this formula to change these cube root numbers into normal integers. So the rule says we can divide this power by this degree. So it will be 3 and root canceled. So we have, canceled, and we will get 2. So same thing, we can do it here. The power 3 divided by degree 3. So 3's will cancel. It will be 3. And the cube roots, still they are there. Now here we have 2 cube root 3 and 3 cube root 3. So the cube roots, they are like variables or like unknowns, like apple. So you can think like 2 apple plus 3 apple. So what do? We add those apples. So 5 apple, but the apple is still apple. So we can add this kind of numbers if the cubic parts are same. So here they are same. So we add these 2 numbers that are 5 cube root 3. And at the bottom, we also have the same expression. So we can cancel out and we are left with number 5. The second question is about square root and the percentage. First, let's remember what is the percentage means. So 4% means 4 divided by 100. So whatever the number, we divide by 100. So let's write this question as a fraction. So we change 4% by 4 over 100. Now for the square roots, we have a similar rule. Same rule for the cube root we mentioned. If we can write number as an index, and we can divide this power by the degree of the square root, and then we can take it out or convert it into indices. So if we can express this as power cube square of something, so we can easily simplify this number. So 4 is square of 2, 100 is square of 10, so we can write 2 over 10 square. So we mentioned that square root has a degree 2, and inside square root, to take it out, we divide power by the degree of the root. So since degree of the root was 2, now these 2 canceled. What we left is 2 over 10. These 2 canceled, 1 power is itself. So, and we do not write the power 1 anymore. So now this is our result. We change it into a decimal. To change a decimal or a fraction to the percentage, we multiply by 100%. So if you multiply by 100%, if it is decimal, we just move 2 digits to the right, becomes 20%. If it is a fraction, you can simplify and then multiply. So the answer is 20%. So this question is related to equilateral triangle and simultaneous equations. So we know that for an equilateral triangle, three sides are equal. So this is a hint for us. So here, these two sides are equal, so we can write one equation. So if we solve this equation, let's take 2x there, 3x minus 2x equals 1 plus 4, which is 5. So x is 5. So after we get 5, to make it simpler, we just substitute 5 here, here, and here. So let's substitute here 3x minus 4. If we substitute 5, 3 times 5, 15 minus 4, 11. So one side is 11, the other is 11, all 11. So now let's go back to another side. So here, if we substitute 5 again for x, so this will be 5 plus y minus 7 equals 11. And if we simplify this, 6y equals 11 plus 7. So if we simplify it, it's 18, 6y is 18, y equals 3. So here the solution said x is 5, y is 3. And the final question, this is a little bit hard. So I thought it is an easy, but it's not that easy actually. So what we do is, the shape is a square, the areas are given, and they ask the area of the middle. So since it is a square, we use the square idea, all sides must be equal. So we call this A, and this also A. And if we call this X, since we don't know, since total is A, we can write here A minus X. Likewise, if we call this Y, we cannot use X anymore because they are not equal. If we call this Y, since whole is A, this part will be A minus Y. Right now, let's see what we can do. For this triangle, we can write the area formula. A times Y divided by 2 is 20. So AY equals 40. This is the first equation. Likewise, for this triangle, the area equals height times space divided by 2. So A times X divided by 2 is 30. A times X equals 60. Right now we got two equations. And what is common for these two equations is A is common, see? So we can write X and Y in terms of A. So from here, Y equals 40 over A. And from here, X equals 60 over A. Now we have a final equation from this triangle. So area of this triangle is A minus Y times A minus X divided by 2, which is equals to 12. So if we move this to the other side, it will be product and multiplication. So if we multiply by 2, it's 24. So now we have this equation. Right now we have three unknowns, A, Y, X, but we already expressed Y and X in terms of A. So instead of Y, X, we just substitute these values and rewrite our equation. So right now, A minus 40 over A minus 60 over A equals, so let's simplify this. So if we can put 1 here, multiply both sides by A. So this turns out to this one, the first one, and second fraction turns out to this one. And if we multiply these two, we multiply these two, A squared, and we multiply the top parts, we have this expression equals 24. So now if we do cross product, now this equals 24A squared. So we will continue with next page. So the last equation, we wrote it here one more time. Now let's remove the bracket. But before that, if you look at carefully, so we have A squared, A squared, A squared. The only unknown is A squared. To make it simple, instead of A squared, let's write A. So it becomes A minus 40, A minus 60, and 24A. Now let's remove this bracket. A squared minus 60A minus 40A plus 2,400 equals 24A. Now let's take everything to one side and write a quadratic equation. So when we simplify, you will see that 100A with this 124A, and this is 2040. So to solve this, you need to know how to solve quadratic equations. So if you do not know, you need to check this topic. So we factorize these ones. So this is A times A, and this is 24 times 100. So when we do cross product and add the results, and we need to get the middle one. So if we have correct numbers here, after we multiply and add them, we need to get this. So here we do it, and also when you multiply these two, you should get this one. So now we factorize it. A minus 24 times A minus 100 equals 0. And if we solve for this one, A equals 24. If we solve for this one, A equals 100. But remember, A stands for A squared. Now let's solve each of them one by one. So if A squared is 24, A is root 24. And if we simplify, it is 2 root 3. Because this is, oh, sorry, this is 2 root 6. This will be 6. But anyway, so, and the second one is A squared equals 100. From here, we got A equals 10. So if we use this result, I didn't check this. I didn't check much because this already gives the solution. Probably this will give us a wrong calculation, or it will give the right one. I didn't check in detail. Now let's see this one. If A is 10, so we said that Y equals 40 over A in previous page. So Y equals 4 and X equals 60 over A. So from here we get Y equals 6. Now let's go back to original shape. So one side is 10, the other side is 10. And X was 6, Y was 4. If this is 4, the whole is 10, so it means this is 6. If this is 6, whole is 10, so it means this is 4. Right now, so we have a square with 10 by 10. And to get this area, we should subtract these 3 areas from whole square. So the whole square area is 110 times 10, which is 100. And so if we add these ones, 20, 50, 62. So we subtract 62 and we end up with 38. So this is the end of this question. Thank you very much for your time. See you in next week.